The coaches want me to call it off like sooner, but I always say, nah, I can fight. Well, I was preparing for Pantoja. They basically kind of have same style, almost. Like I said, we're going to find out who's the better man come fight next. To help my younger generation of Myanmar.
Scott Fontana here with the New York Post. Ahead of UFC 328, we've got Joshua Van, who's set to defend his flyweight title for the first time against Tatsuro Tyra. That's this Saturday in Newark, New Jersey. Now, Josh, this is, like I said, this is your first title defense.
Yes.
How has being the champion kind of changed your mindset or maybe your approach or anything like that? Because obviously you've got some more responsibilities now.
Yeah. I mean, I always see myself as a champion, you know what I mean? So I guess nothing really changed much. But in terms of how hard I work, like, you know what I mean, the coaches, they push me a little more, and, you know, we put in, a lot more work for sure.
Now, when you won your fight last year against Brandon Royval,
yeah,
kind of took a little bit of time to, I'm going to quote you here, doing a lot of ish and enjoying life.
Yes.
You were very vague about that, very coy.
Yeah.
Was there a period of that after winning the championship as well?
No, I really want to get back in there, so I think I was back in the gym like after a week or so. Yeah.
Sure. Now, obviously, this fight against Tatsuro Tyra, you guys are a combined 50 years old. This is the youngest championship fight in the UFC in 25 years. Do you expect this is going to be the first and only time that you guys fight each other? Or maybe, you know, we could see you guys maybe having a little bit of a dance down the road, too.
Yeah, man, we both young, you know what I mean? So, like, we were supposed to fight once before, you know, and it didn't go through. So now we get to fight for a title, and maybe in the future, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But as of right now, I'm focusing on this fight.
Sure. And this fight was supposed to take place 4 weeks ago. It was going to be in Miami. Now you're up in New Jersey, second year in a row. But what was that happened that, I guess it was on your end, right? What happened that caused the fight to be delayed?
Well, we have some minor injury, you know what I mean? The coaches want me to call it off like sooner. But I always say, nah, I can fight. You know what I mean? As a fighter, we never want to call off nothing. So the coaches have a meeting with the managers, and, you know, they decided to call it off. And shout out to the UFC for giving me, you know what I mean, another chance to showcase my skill on the next one.
Yeah, I mean, you don't usually see them just push a fight back next month. A lot of times it'll just be, well, we'll just make an interim title fight or something like that. So obviously, were you a little surprised that it worked out this way?
Yes and no. I think, you know what I mean, who's going to fight for the interim title, you know what I mean? So, and it's like the injury that I have, it wasn't like a big injury, you know what I mean? So they know that I can make a quick turnaround.
And you're feeling good now?
I feel great.
Can you say what injury it is?
Nah.
Fair enough. No, that's all right. Second year in a row in New Jersey, like I mentioned here. I know this wasn't necessarily your highest on your list of places to go. I know you like Vegas. I know you were hoping at some point to get to Houston as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel about coming back to New Jersey?
I feel great, man. I fought here once, you know what I mean? Now it's going to be another master performance. Yeah.
There was another opportunity, or at least not an opportunity, but I know the UFC was at least floating the idea of putting this fight on in Japan. 2 Asian fighters headlining in Japan. Do you know anything about kind of why maybe that didn't end up working out, or were you hoping that it would work out that way?
I don't know. I just fight when they call me.
Sure. I mean, was there any appeal to fighting? You know, Japan is not right next to Myanmar, but closer to maybe some people who might be able to potentially come see you.
Yeah. As of right now, I want to fight in Myanmar. I want to fight in Houston. But any other place, man, if they call me, I'll go. If not, then
Your striking is your bread and butter. We've seen
Yes,
your hands. It is where you do your best work.
Yeah.
Not to say you can't do anything otherwise, but that is where we see you most comfortable. Tyra, he's kind of the opposite. He likes to get it down. He does a lot of real good work down there, submissions, big punches, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
How do you see, and I know you don't do as much of the film study as like your coaches do, but how do you see maybe his takedowns, his ability to try and get it down to where he'd like it versus some of your other opponents you've had to prepare for or faced?
Well, I was preparing for Pantoja, you know what I mean, and they basically kind of have same style almost, you know. Tatsuro is a cleaner striker with the same jiu-jitsu skill, you know what I mean. So there's 2 fight camp back to back. So yeah.
How much does his striking impress you or not impress you?
He's good. He's good. He's a well-rounded, you know what I mean. His striking is definitely there. So like I said, we're gonna find out who's the better man come fight night.
Have you had the chance to kind of connect with, your people, Burmese people, since becoming the champion and like being able to kind of reach people and say, hey, look what we can do?
Yes, definitely. You know, they doing celebration for me, and you know, in Indiana and in Houston's and things like that. So it's just amazing, you know, to see the younger generation of Myanmar. You know, they want to do great things in life and stuff like that. So it's amazing.
And the last thing I want to ask you is, now you do have this platform. You are a champion. You know, you do represent Myanmar, Burmese people. Is there something that you're hoping to achieve or maybe able to leverage your platform to be able to do for your people?
Yeah, I do want to open a gym maybe one day. You know, maybe after I retire or something. You know, but
that's a long way off, dude. You're 24.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I do want to open a gym to help my younger generation of Myanmar, you know, for